What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about the Leagues of Votann in this 40K lore. So today we're going to be going over the previous two articles that talks about these awesome squats, the new leader, the Kahl, and a new vehicle that we already saw months before, but now we got more information on it. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this Warhammer community article. So let's start with the more interesting of the two, and that is this HQ option, the Kahl. So the article starts by saying that most level-headed Hearthkin warriors and battle-ready Sithonian berserks, they need a stern voice at their backs from time to time, and that is when the Oath Band marches to war, it is the job of the Kahl to lead them to victory. They are appointed from among the League's most skilled and dependable warriors. They are the generals and the final authority over an individual Oath Band. Subordinate only to their kindred's ruling Votannic council, the Kahls back up decades of hard-won experience with rigorously drilled combat skills and the League's signature advanced weaponry. Now, that's pretty cool, considering that in the previous lore, we found out that the kin, the squats, they usually stick to a certain sector of space, and then a bigger sector is then formed with various kin holds, and they combine to make a conglomerate, a government of sorts, a ruling faction. And even the generals of war come in second to the council of these ruling factions, and that's pretty cool. Whereas Space Marines, usually like the Chapter Master or something like that, tends to rule over a sector of space, even above like planetary governors and whatnot. It's cool that these guys still adhere to some type of democracy, if you could even call it that. But continuing on, they say that there are different types of kin holds and different types of contingents that you could play the kin as. So for example, if they don this teal color, they are from the Greater Thurian League, where if they have a red color armor, they're probably from the Ymir Conglomerate. So that's pretty cool that we get to see other sub-factions with the Leagues of Votann. I'm really hoping we have one that's more AI centered, because obviously we do have confirmation that they have Men of Iron within their ranks, and it'd be pretty cool to see what type of HQs and other models come in with that type of sub-faction. So the Kahls are the HQ choices of the Leagues of Votann, but their most important role is to cast the Eye of the Ancestors over their foes, marking out priority targets and ensuring the most dangerous enemies are the first to feel the wrath of the kin. So that's pretty cool. They basically dictate, and they're more of a strategic asset than a warrior. But that's not to say they're not awesome in combat, because of course you can wield them with Volkite and Power Fist combo, or even a Plasma Axe. And it's a short and sweet article, but we do get this beautiful piece of art. I really like it. Unfortunately, it gives me Space Marine vibes, like Blood Angels, based on like the artistic style. Like I could already see this being like a cover for their codex. Really awesome, really amazing, but they look too much Space Marine-y in my opinion. Now, as we dissect the image here, you can see the freaking face of the orbs of STC technology that the Votann have, the Vols. Those things are instrumental. I'm surprised it's going to war with them, but it's probably for a good reason. Which hopefully that leads me to believe that they are actually a model on the tabletop that you could use, and it gives out boons or like damage or something like that. So we'll see what happens with that. Continuing on, we see these very interesting standards that they are bearing to war. The first one here looks almost like a boar with some type of shield, or maybe that's like the whole boar itself. And then in the back you have like a ram or some type of goat standard. What type of boons do they give? Is this how the squads have access to psychic powers? Who knows? But I'm excited to see what the army brings. The more I read about them, I've said it time and time again, the more interested I get into the squat lore. And the models, they're okay. They're kind of like, the more I see them, the more I love them. At first I was like, they don't look that great, but they're starting to you know, attach themselves to my heartstrings. Now at the end of the article it says that next week we'll be seeing the heavy weapons for the Votann. And that's saying something, because we've already seen a bunch of their weaponry and it looks really badass, but I wonder what these guys to bring when it comes to heavy weapons, since they're so technologically advanced with these vols and the awesome technology and the STCs and all that stuff. So I can't wait to see what they have. However, let's go ahead and shift gears and talk about the other article that talks about their trikes. Of course, all these articles will be linked in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and check them out for yourselves. But what this one starts off by saying is that the Votann are armed to the teeth with practical yet high-tech weaponry. They dispatch oath bands and prospects to roam the galaxy to seek out fresh resources. One such way is by roving across the battlefields on their Hearthkin pioneers. Hardy art riders dispatched for days or weeks at a time to scout ahead of the main force. Now the article continues by actually giving an interview to a few of the designers for these types of models, and they begin by saying that the Hearthkin are rugged survivalist types who set out in small self-reliant bands to adventure and prospect on behalf of their kindreds. This is a big deal, as kin prefer to remain close. Family is the most important thing to them, so it's a very brave and selfless act to head out ranging like this. And as you can see, there's very little defense when using these type of jet bikes, or hover bikes I guess you can say. For the most part, there is not really any weaponry on it really. You have like one type of turret, and then usually the rider has a weapon or a sidearm, or you have a second rider with a more heavy weapon on the top there. The article continues by saying that just like the squats, this vehicle is chunky, rugged, and tough, which is very different than a lot of the sleek anti-grav types of hover bikes or jet bikes like that of the Eldari or the Adeptus Custodes. In a lot of factions, bikers are the shock troop. They are swift hunters or crazy speed freaks, but by comparison, the Hearthkin pioneers serve as armored cavalry. They're extremely sturdy, highly mobile, and they pack a tremendous amount of firepower. Their Magna Coil bikes are fast and maneuverable, even over most difficult terrain or even bodies of water. What's more is that they have some seriously big guns that they can attach to this vehicle, and they have multi-wave comm arrays and pan-spectral scanners that can support any type of asset such as gathering intelligence. When riding on this vehicle, they usually wear lighter void suits than that of the Hearthkin, and they have distinctive heavy coats, no doubt lined with protective weaves and shielding. Leather skull caps, face scarves, goggles, visors, and even parka-style hoods are all in evidence that these explorers are frontiersmen, even more so than their hold-bound comrades. So, with that being said guys, that's pretty much all the info we have in these two previous articles. Check them out on the Warhammer community page for all the information that I left out of the video. And also, if you guys want more lore on the Leagues of Votann, there is a playlist with about 10 videos or so on there. Anything and everything that has been released on the Votann I have covered, so check them out if you want more lore. And they did mention that the Leagues will be coming out sooner than later, so watch out for them in the coming months. With that being said guys, what do you think of these bikes? What do you think of the HQ choice? And what do you think will be shown off in the next few articles? Will we see more Men of Iron? Will we see some awesome Psychers? The possibilities are endless. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys do want to support us, the super thanks button is right there. You can support us directly that way. You can also help support us on Patreon. A simple dollar really does go a long way to helping us keep putting out videos. And if not, liking, sharing, commenting the video, that also helps us tremendously. Thanks for watching, and as always, it's been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.